The initiation of objects for light body work involves using one's light body to attain affinity or resonance with the body in order to use the body's emanation properties if one is using a crystal or a crystal ball. The properties of the crystal ball will be examined. The crystal ball size is important, yet it is not a determiner of the amount of energy that can be emitted. The determiner is the amount of spirit available to the light body worker. The crystal ball, as a magnifier of particular types of energies that are available to the light body worker, can be used to magnify particular types of intentions and energies in the direction of the patient or the apprentice. Therefore, the light body worker may use the crystal and other devices for their work. The influence of the light body in its influence on the inanimate object is determined by the amount of spirit that is available to the light body worker. Now, in my instance, this evening, for example, I was starting out by working with a new crystal I had gotten. And in working with it, I had held my hands several inches away from it, and then up to a foot away from it, and was sort of feeling if I could feel much energy, but I wasn't feeling much energy at all. And I felt like, wow, this isn't really working. And then, about a minute later, the spirit hit me, and my arms flew up in the air a little bit, and I was influenced by the spirit, and the spirit started to deliver energy, light energy, through my hands. So I was lucky I didn't have to wait very long. Those that do wait very long have my regard, because it is might be a long wait. But then the type of energy that occurs is rather surprising to me, in that it usually involves an involuntary muscular reaction in my arms and shoulders, and at that instant the energy, the spirit energy, just starts to flow out. So it's not something I can just say turn on. It's something that just happens, but it will happen when I am trying to. Therefore, it did happen in the instance where I was using my hands by placing them in proximity to the crystal and trying to use them to emanate energy. So the occurrence of the emanation of energy to me occurred while I was in a meditative procedure to invoke the spirit energy. So the results were satisfactory. The spirit energy was received, and the spirit energy also left a residual type of energy, which is residual intelligence, that allows the recipient to understand what type of transference of energy or spirit that was involved. This is the intelligence of the spirit. It's available to those that are contacted by the Spirit and use the Spirit and are mediums of the Holy Spirit. In feeling an inanimate object, in feeling its influence, in feeling the power of the object, the light worker has to find the resonance within their own light body and be able to feel the resonance within the object which they are working. and this will involve a probable having to move the hands within a few inches to maybe a few feet away from the object, in this case a crystal ball. I am now currently using a 200 millimeter crystal ball that is perfectly clear without any inclusions. And my hands are approximately 3 inches away on either side of it. And I feel a gentle type of energy emitting from the crystal. As I move my hands around it, I feel that that is the primary auric shell that this crystal has that allows it to have its auric integrity that extends beyond the body of the crystal. The body of the crystal being the diameter of 200 millimeter, and then my hands out a little farther. I take my hands and bring them out to approximately 1 foot, and I feel another shell, and then about 2 feet, and I feel another shell. So what is occurring here is that this crystal ball that I have recently obtained has various auric shells that are knowable by the light worker and can be felt, and if they are felt and attuned to, the actual device can be used. And we would consider the crystal ball a device or a Lightbody device, and they can be of various sizes and shapes and formations in order to give the required and desired frequencies and effects. Given that this particular crystal is in the circular shape, it emits a type of shell that is circular and has the influence that is well known by physics, by the laws of the energy distribution by distance, such as sunlight and such. So the Lightbody worker is able to use these instruments because they are in fact transmitting instruments if used properly. And this means that the Lightbody worker has to attain this affinity that's talked about in order to affect the changes in the other bodies. And therefore, by attaining this affinity, in fact means making some type of alliance with the material crystalline world and also the spirits that one might work with. And if that is just the Holy Spirit, then the Holy Spirit will be working through the quartz. Or if there are other entities, such as beings that inhabit the mineral kingdom, then the Lightbody worker can indeed work with those beings as well. The entire knowledge of Lightbody work extends throughout all the kingdoms, throughout all the realms and dimensions, and is privy information to all, in that it is understood by all. All this information is part of our universal shared knowledge, our universally shared consciousness, and these tools are universal tools that have applications in many realms, environments, and thinking types of beings. So in application of these types of uses of these tools, one has a vast array of experience to draw upon, if one can draw upon that experience. In the case of using the crystal ball, because of its limited ability to do precision work, the Lightbody worker would have to actually focus the energy of the crystal ball to any particular point in order to have it do point direct light body healing and other types of techniques. So when the Lightbody worker is using these devices such as a crystal ball, there has to be a special attention by the light body worker to be able to focus the light body energy to the patient in a manner that is prescribed. And what that means is that the light body worker has to have full control of the actual mechanism of the light body transference, and that allows the light body worker to actually affect the change. And by having the feeling or the attuneness with the crystal, in this case, if the light body worker is able to attain a type of resonance with the crystal, the resonance is able to extend to the patient, to the apprentice, and affect the changes that are necessary. Therefore, by using the crystal as a light body tool, the light body master can be able to teach others and also teach the apprentice, teach the student, teach any who are curious, and also affect light body healing. The light body worker also has this type of knowledge and has this type of ability which is similar to the knowledge of kinesthetics and other types of reflexology and types of healing that involve using the chakras, meridians, and nadis as the focal point of the exchange of energy. The light body healing techniques using these inanimate objects are meditative up to a point. They're actually physically real and they have a physical effect, but the meditative part of it is that the light body worker has to be able to have the consciousness of their work in order to be able to focus the energy of their light body into the crystal in order to effect the healing at a distance. Now this distance can be up to a few inches to a few feet or a world away. The individual light body worker may be sitting in front of the crystal and may have their hands actually a couple of feet away. My hands are approximately 2 feet away from my crystal ball that is in front of me now, and that's a comfortable distance for me to be able to focus energy very lightly into the crystal and to feel a type of resistance or light body energy that is emanating. So what's happening is that by doing this type of meditative procedure, the light bodies within me and the light body that is within the worlds, or that is counteracting my light body through the crystal, is being felt by me and being felt as a resistive force on the frequency that I'm emitting. Therefore, it is easy to ascertain that there are light body entities in the spherical realm or this spiritual realm that is being impacted by the sphere that I'm using to contact or to open the portal. The sphere is a special type of portal because it is allowing the energy to enter within a special type of format, which is a three-dimensional sphere, and that means that using a special sphere of the type I have, the entities that I might encounter have a easy avenue to express themselves either visually or through other types of means connected with visions, colors, clouds, or other types of auditory and telepathic information that can be transmitted through the mind through use of these other tools. And these other tools, such as crystal balls, aren't the actual medium of the message. They are the medium of the message. Actually it's the medium who's the medium of the message. In this case, the channel or the light worker who is in contact with the spirit is able to be the vehicle of the spirit and be able to know the spirit's work by being in contact with the tool that the light body might be using, in this example, the spherical crystal ball. Other types of shapes can be used for other types of purposes, and the Lightbody types of tools have many components for these purposes, and the elevation of this knowledge allows the Lightbody worker to perform other types of Lightbody healings that extend beyond the physical and go into the auric, the emotional, mental, and spiritual levels. So what one learns on a Lightbody level is actually a learning that extends to all levels and to many parts of the being. And as a Lightbody worker, the Lightbody worker will find that they will treat a type of ailment in a patient at a certain level, yet when they're healed, they're probably going to get a treatment that is much higher, because there's something about treatments that offer healing, that offer a type of an enlightening experience as well, if the individual is open to that. Lightbody transmission of knowledge.